the day, and then month. Keeping your shopping journey safe and simple is our priority. Please ensure your contact details are up to date. One moment while I look for a representative to assist you. Thank you for calling American Express. My name is Abhinav. May I get your full name, please?
Yes, good evening. So what's your full name, did you say?
It is Abhinav, Abhinav.
Oh, sorry, can you say, I'm just going to write this down. Can you spell that for me again?
Sure, sir. A-B.
Yeah.
H-I.
Yeah.
N-A-V. Nancy Alpha Victoria.
N-A-L-V.
N-A-V, sir. Nancy Alpha Victory.
Oh, victory. Oh, I see. So, Abhinav. Abhinav?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh, thank you very. And Abhinav what? Because it's good that we both know each other's full names.
Sure. It is Sharma. S-H-A-R-M-A.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Yes, I was called earlier on, but I was unable to take the call. It was about 1 o'clock. I'm just calling you back because I said I would, because it was recording. So I'm just calling to see what it's about, please.
Sure, so thank you so much for calling us in today, sir. And could you please confirm your full name once, sir?
It's Edward Todd Kingston Jones.
Thank you so much. Mr. Kingston Jones, and thank you for clearing the ID verification with the IVR, sir. Really appreciate that. And I see the reason you were getting the call would be because this time we did not receive the fund, the minimum due amount, due to which there was a temporary suspension. So we were looking if we can make a payment today and we can bring the account up to date, sir.
No, I'm not. I told the last two people that I spoke to with AMEX that there would be no more money until you started treating me properly. Now, I made a complaint in, was it August? September? I still haven't heard back from the person who said they would call me back about my complaint in August.
I'm really sorry to hear about that, sir. I'll definitely check on that.
Right. Well, I hope you'll be more successful than the other Muppets who have failed me so far. And actually, I would like to, I don't know if you want to do this because I'm not in a particularly good mood about it and I really do not have any respect left for American Express whatsoever. I need to have an annual review with a member of your staff because I'm so disgusted with how you treated me this year. I will try very hard not to swear, but I'll try very hard not to jump up and down and scream and shout at you too, because you've treated me like like you wouldn't treat a dog this year. And I'm not putting up with it. The reason I was delayed was because I've been speaking to my illegal team. And they got called into the Old Bailey. But I hope American Express hasn't done anything funny behind the scenes to do anything with my credit rating or anything like that, because I specifically said to the last person I spoke to, who actually couldn't give me any progress on the complaint from way before, I said you'll get. I mean, I want to pay the bill. I actually want to close my account with you and bury you because you. I actually used to have you as the most paramount financial institution lending in the country, which is why I approached you in January for a summary of the security on my account. And I thought, well, actually, I'll ask the best first because they'll give me the template to actually approach all the other ones. Because what happened was I opened an account with HSBC on the 9th of December last year. And by the 16th, somebody had hacked it and tried to take control of it. And I remember there's a problem with Amex and you dealt with it so well and so nicely way back when. I thought, well, actually, they've got the best template. Now, when I spoke to the First Lady, we spoke for about, half an hour, 40 minutes, but she didn't press the action button on it. So I waited a month for all the information to come through, and it was a bit like a wet fart, basically. So I said, okay, well, let's do it again. Let's have a reset. And so the second woman didn't press go on it either. So I waited 3 months, and I still didn't get it. So I'm still waiting for I asked for it in February. I asked for it in February. I asked for a summary, security summary of my account in February. I still don't have it. Then I got lied to left, right and centre. And I've got recordings of these phone calls, just as well as you have, about somebody telling, oh, you can't do that because it's the wrong colour. I said, what are you talking about colours? And he was taking the absolute mickey. And so then I said, well, put me on to somebody else. he put me on somebody else and said, what's this with this new colour coded system you've got? He said, well, I don't know what you're talking about. So that just blew that other guy out of the water. So, and do you know what actually really disgusts me? Is that you thought, I mean, I spent about 6 hours on the phone to your staff. One of them tried to get me into this sort of like the poorhouse kind of thing, where actually you could pull the plug and actually get rid of my account and put me into bankruptcy. You think, without actually telling me, what the dangers were of actually saying yes, going into the struggling club. You know, they said, oh no. So thank God I didn't do that. What I forgot. I'm so pissed off. I can't remember what I was going to say. You're going to have to deal with some language if it slips out like that. But, oh yes. I spent about 6-7 hours on the phone. I mean, one day I spent about 2.5-3 hours on the phone to AMEX, and they said, "Oh, we didn't deal with your complaint properly, so here's 25. Here's 25 quid into your account. How dare anybody put money into my account without clearing it with me first? You asked me to put money in my account. You don't tell me you've done it. That's a breach of all kinds of stuff. So just because you and I still haven't had the results of my complaint from August." But you want to massage it with. If you think my 6 hours, 7 hours are worth 25 quid, you've got another thing coming. It's a fraction of it. I'm sorry, this is landing on your shoulders. I mean, it's not obviously it's not intended to you or at you, but you can see. And so I just thought, well, do you know, I've cut my card up, I've thrown the number away, and actually I thought, well, they'll have to call me because I'm not messing about with this any longer. I've been so long on hold. And waiting for this, you know. So if you would like to help me today, you can tell me what is going on with the complaint, what's going on with the subject access request that I asked for, and what's going on with the security review that I asked for. And what's happened to the £25 that I didn't want in my account, please. If you see what I mean. Because then once all this is sorted out, and actually, I would like to know, I asked way back when, what is the name of the person who made the decision on my account to slash my credit limit? Because I was asking questions about that, and I never got that information. So you will be an absolute, you will save the world for me tonight if you can do all that. I'm sorry to have shouted at you, but I needed to get that out of my system in the right direction. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem, sir.
I had to do that. Sorry.
I really apologize. Yes, I mean, I really apologize for bringing you this disservice and the frustration from a long time. So I will definitely check with the team. As you explain each and every detail, so I really appreciate that, and I will definitely take it as a feedback. Though I'm not from the right team, but then I will take it further and will try to get it resolved for you. So I completely understand where you're coming from, and it's been a long time where you're not getting the response and any solutions to the problems. So I will definitely look into it right now.
Right, so yeah, I mean, well, what I would like to know, and also what I spoke to about the person, so I think I spoke to somebody in, well, we're now December, I think I spoke to somebody in October the last time I spoke to somebody. I said, can you do a rundown for me? Because my computer, I'm having problems with my computer, so I was doing everything on the phone at the time. So can you tell me actually what, I'd like to know what was actually the total amount of money that I've spent and the total amount which is to become interest. So if I would like to know if she'd done that work on the account, please.
Okay, sure. Thanks so much for the information. I'll definitely check on that as well.
Okay.
And I was just going through the previous conversation of yours. And yes, I see you had a word with the financial support team also, where I believe you were getting the option to get it to a payment option plan, I believe, a payment plan, something like that.
No, I wasn't. This is where it all starts getting murky. Actually, can you help me? Because actually, I'm not at home at the moment. I see you're. I'm going to have to rely on you for the dates and stuff because I don't have all my diaries. So the last time that I spoke to somebody was that October?
I see. As per the record with my team, it was on 28th of September. And after that, on October, yes, you had a word with us where you were talking about the credit line decrease and the direct debit had been returned, and you were not happy about the service as well.
Mm-hmm. And that, so what date was that in October?
16th of October. October.
And okay, 16th of October, and the 28th is so. So, sorry. Obviously, somebody's made notes on that. Can you tell me what those notes say? Could you read the notes out to me? Not just a summary. Could you actually read the notes out to me?
For the 16th of October, sir?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Sure. So I'll go with the latest one.
Well, that's the 16th of October, is it?
Let me just check.
That's the last time I spoke to anybody.
So 26th of October also you had a word with us where you have called to advise that you had received several emails in the morning and we called back around midday. And this was the latest for the October. And if we go back to 16th of October where £25 was credited back to your account, on that same day you had raised a complaint and it was raised incorrectly, it said. And
okay. Can we work backwards then? Is that okay? So, I mean, if we just go back to sort of like around about Augusty time, is that okay? Because there should only be about 4 or 5 phone calls. So the 26th of October was. Can you remind me what that was, please? I think it was with the female, wasn't it? She was a very nice lady, actually.
Sure, I'll have to check that, sir. What team was that? And please bear with me, I'm just going through the notes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. And I'm from the credit department of American Express.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do one thing, sir. For full information, I'll have to talk to the team. And I'll explain each and everything that you have already explained to me so that you don't have to repeat yourself, sir. And we'll definitely look into the notes and the person that you had spoke to will bring the details up here.
Oh no! Can I have the information now, please? Because then whilst you go off, then I've got something to look at and have a think about.
Okay. I might not have the full information, but I'll give you what I can see here, sir.
Mm-hmm. Oh, lovely, thank you.
As it is a different department.
Yeah, just read the screen, yeah.
Sure, sir. So on 16th of October...
Sorry, the 26th, yeah?
26 was when you had called us that you had received the emails and you would call us back when you had called us and you had changed the phone number as well. And before that was 16th of October where you had raised a complaint and it was raised incorrectly. And I see the...
I'd raised the complaint about what?
Sorry, sir?
I had raised the complaint about what? Did I actually make the complaint on the 16th of October? I mean, you're giving me a summary again. Can you just read what the notes are, please?
Sure. So it says that our representative raised a complaint incorrectly, hence partially upholding the complaint with the gesture of goodwill for £25.
Hang on. So partially upholding
Mm-hmm.
the complaint. What does that mean, please?
I do not have the information on that. I mean, the customer support deals with these complaints and each and everything. So would you like to get in contact with them so we will give you the full information?
I think I better do. I better do, because, but actually, if I just go through the thing. So the time before that was the 28th of September, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And what do those notes, please, say, please?
So 28th of September, it says that you were not in a financial difficulty and you can pay the minimum due, and you were upset about the treatment since February with American Express, and you have been waiting on some letters about the transactions that has not been received yet, and you were also upset about the decrease in the credit limit, and you wanted to appeal that, and also wanted to request a rundown of the interest charges.
Mm-hmm.
And
so basically, sorry, I'm going to write this down, you see. So I wanted, that's when I asked for actually what was spending and what was interest charges, yeah? That's when I... So that was the 28th of September. Wow, yeah. So let's just say I mentioned that I might be a bit tight for cash. That's what I said, and I got put through to the sort of the poorhouse department, the struggling department, and actually, I was told that there would be no problem with that. There would be, it's there to help you. But when I got a letter about it, it said, AMEX can pull the plug on your account at any moment should we feel like it. Well, that was never told to me over the phone. And I was absolutely disgusted with that. So, that's another complaint. Because I was going to write an email because that bloke sounded really nice, but it turns out he's an absolute con man. Because I almost, put myself into a position where I would never put myself. And that was basically being sold to me as, we'll look after you because you're having a bit of a hard time. No, it was weaponising somebody's weakness. And that's disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful. Somebody who's disabled, actually somebody who's registered disabled, and you know damn well, because it should be on your forms that I'm disabled. He said, it's very confidential. Yeah, I've got HIV, I've got chronic fatigue syndrome. I'm not particularly well all the time. To actually take advantage of somebody who's living on benefits, who's obviously having a bit of a rough time, to actually put them in a position where actually somebody could pull the plug. You just basically sort of removed any safety net that I had, and then sort of stripped me naked and shoved me out into the snow. No, it was absolutely disgraceful. So that's a second complaint that I need to do. And then I must have done a subject access request at some point, must I?
Yes, sir. It is very hard. Thank you so much, Mr. Process, for giving me this information, and I really apologize for what has happened.
That's right. So what day was this? What day did I request the subject access request, please? I still haven't got that. It's supposed to be within 30 days, legally. I still haven't got it.
So let me do one.
So actually,
talk to the team, sir.
Okay, but just say, I might be on hold for 10 minutes, who knows? But so, when I spoke on the 20th of September, so basically we're talking about financial difficulty, about the credit limit, about the spending and interest charges. What else was there, please? Because there were a couple of things I didn't have a chance to write down. I wasn't happy, so not happy, but basically from February onwards. Yeah?
Correct, sir. And you were interested in doing a balance transfer. So maybe American Express signposted you to pay plan and step change to see if you can get some free advice. And you were also not happy about the same that you were given these options where you were not in the financial situation at that time. And we had requested some documents for the interest rate, and that was the conversation on 28th of September.
What documents did you request?
I'll have to check with the team, sir. I do not know what documents were asked at that time.
As I remember, somebody asked me for some documents, and I said, oh, hang on a minute. Somebody asked me for some documents, and I said, it's none of your business. So actually, it's not that I haven't. I said it within the phone call. I said that's none of your business. Absolutely none of your concern. So you won't be getting those documents from me. It's far too personal. So I don't know why that's on there. That it's something that hasn't been finished. Because I found that really intrusive at the time. Yeah, if I was going to go into another sort of contract with you, and sort of if there's something going to happen between us, or you're going to help me out or something, I would give you all the supporting documents. But basically, this guy was sort of stabbing me in the back, and then demanding documents. Well, no, I did go into that sort of support group for about 2 days. Then I got the letter through. I went, God, no, get me the hell out of there ASAP. It's absolute shark's pit, shark's pool. So it's just one thing after another. So when did I actually? So hang on. So you requested documents, and yeah, docs. Now you see also. On my file, it obviously says that I'm on disability benefits and this, that, the other. So when I spoke to a guy, I think it might have been March, April, May time. One of the worst conversations I've ever had. I think he called me, and I said, well, what? Basically, yeah, that's right. my credit limit had been slashed from 7,000 down to about 3,000, and actually, you still never given me the reason for that. So I need the reason for that. Reason for credit limit slash. Because I mean, what you must understand is that by you doing that, it actually set off a chain of events of other people doing it too. So you really screwed up my life. Just when I didn't need it. Because actually, after 50 years of being in a family, I found out that I was adopted because nobody had 5 minutes to tell me for 50 years. Okay? So I've been dealing with that, and I've been dealing with court cases. And when I was in hospital, my next of kin sister decided to sign a whole load of things without my knowledge, and I've had to follow all that up. So it's not like I've been just sitting here doing nothing, avoiding AMEX. I've had a real stinker of a life to sort out. I've had death threats from my upstairs neighbour. I've had my post going missing. My finger keeps getting hacked. And you can see by the amount of times I've changed my telephone number and my email address, it's been a running gag for about 4 years. So yeah, to keep on top of everything is difficult, especially when I sleep. I mean, I can sleep like the dead for, let's say, 2 days. I just did last week. I'd lost 2 days last week. So this is why I asked to find out on what basis was the credit limit slashed, who made the decision, because I would like to talk to them.
Sure, sir.
So I'm sorry. One last thing following that, because the guy that I spoke to was so smarmy. He said, I said, well, how much would you like me to pay? And he said, well, we'd like you to pay the whole amount. I said, what? About? I think at the time it was about £3,000, £4,000. I can't remember what it was. And I said, what, you want somebody on sickness benefits to ruffle up that kind of money? And he went, oh, and he obviously hadn't read my notes, which is what really hacked me off. And then I said, so do you know how much? I said, tell me, how much is my income? He said, oh, what do you mean? I said, well, how much money do you think I've got coming in per month? I'll just pop you on hold. I said, no, he didn't know. I said, do you know how much people get on benefits in this country? So there was somebody basically telling me to sort of stump up and sort of hand some cash over. He had no interest in me or what I have incoming, or actually the ignorance of actually what is going on around him in the country, of what people actually are having to survive on. I mean, this guy, his head was all over the place. And I said, well, if you can't answer those questions, put me on to somebody who can. I waited about 10 minutes on hold. He put me on to somebody else. And I said, right, well, here's the question that that you're supposed to be answering. He couldn't answer it either. So there I was. I wasted about 50 minutes with these two muppets who trying to ask me for somebody on sort of struggling on benefits for about sort of £3,000 to magic it out of their pocket, and they had no idea about how much I had coming in. They just went, oh, they always had a figure in their head that they wanted, and I was so disgusted. So if anybody thinks 25 quid is going to make me happy, then no, absolutely not. I would rather not. I mean, it's insulting. I have to say, it's insulting. And actually, nobody should be putting anything in my account with my express approval or permission. Actually, permission, because it's my account. It's not your account. It's my account. So yes, I am furious. But this, I'm sorry, I've enough. Thank you so much for shouldering this. Go and have a cigarette. But I just had to get this out because it's. Anyway, thank you very much. I guess you're putting me through to somebody else, are you?
Yes, sir. So I was just thinking, and plus I was going to the notes, so it is talking about the complaint as well. I'll just get it cleared with the team, and definitely I will try to bring the best person who will help you, sir. I mean, I really apologize, though these things are not in my hand, the complaint and the reduction in the credit limit, but then I will definitely check it for you, since it has been a long time, and I don't want you to go through this same thing and frustration and this burden against, because it is affecting you. I can listen it and hear it in your voice, sir. So I'll definitely try my best right now.
Well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. And as I'm from the credit team, I'll just give you an overview of the account. As you have got the card.
I'm actually, until all this other stuff's sorted out, I'm not interested. I've a bit like the way you've been ignoring me, Apple's been ignoring me as well, and they keep trying to they keep trying to get payment from my email from the wrong account. I keep telling them, they keep doing it. And then also the other one is ancestry.com. That keeps a bit like AMEX. They've been ignoring me too. So I might just have to close the account down so it stops and open another account or something, because it seems to be one of those never-ending cycles. So yes, I know that those are still going, and I'm embarrassed every time it happens. But I'm gonna have to do something, pour bleach on it or something, or I don't know.
My apologies. If I was in your place, I would have done the same, sir. My apologies.
Well, thank you.
Let's not talk about the account then. Let's go for the resolution of the other things like the complaint and the reduction, the credit limit. Plus, as you wanted the annual review with the staff, so we'll definitely check with that, sir. And the way how you were treated, we will definitely check regarding the same. And I completely understand the £25 is not the best resolution where it is your account and you are the owner and you have the power to accept and deny each and everything. So I completely understand that. And please bear with me, sir. I won't take much of time. I'll explain this and I'll check who is going to help us, and I'll bring the best person online, sir, from the team.
That's very kind. Thank you ever so much. I really do thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kingston Jones, for understanding. So I'll make it quick for you. I'll just put you in a short hold and I'll bring the person online.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I hate the whole thing with this as well. You've got a fucking music. Hang on. What? You should be pissing me off. Yes, I do.
Thank you so much for waiting patiently, Mr. Kingston Jones.
That's
Really
okay.
appreciate that. So I had a word with the customer support team right now, and they had advised me to get you in contact with the executive complaints team. There's a dedicated team for that. And right now, I tried to call them, but then they are off work right now from 6 p.m. So regarding the credit limit decrease, we have a different team, and for complaints, we have a different team. So you can tell me, I mean, for the complaints, you can give us a call back tomorrow. And if you want to talk about the decrease in credit limit, I'll check if the team is available. So I really apologize. I'm just trying to get in contact with the team, but then they're not available. It's making us hard right now.
No, excuse me. Excuse me. I won't be calling anybody tomorrow. They will be calling me if they want to talk to me. They will be calling me. That's the way around it was, because, as I say, you know, nobody's called me from, well, almost 2 months. You know, so I'm not going to call up and sit on hold. I got this phone call today where it was like, oh, this is American Express calling you. Please have all your details ready. I thought, well, don't you make me scurry around and get ready for your phone call, which is going to, you know, how dare. I mean, what a disgusting way around to do it. You know, it is very top heavy and very sort of dictatorial. And I can't actually wait to finish and close down my account with your company. Because, as I say, I'm so disappointed because I used to hold you in such high esteem. I mean, I used to trade futures and options on the currency markets. So I mean, you know, I know my way around the finance world, and I always had American Express as, oh, they get things right. They know what they're doing. They're intuitive. I don't know what's happened, but the wheels have really fallen off your company. And I hope this doesn't happen to everybody, because you'll be going out of business soon if it does. So I hope it's personal to me. No, I won't be calling anybody. They can call me, and they can make sure they've got all the information that I've asked for. Because if they haven't got all the information, I'll be jumping up and down and shouting again. Because at some point, this has to go right. And everything that I've asked for has to come my way. And then I will start paying you the money that I owe you. Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's only money. It's only about £2,000. It's no great shakes. I'll sort out something. You know, I will be paying it back. And I've given my word I will pay it back. But I'm not about to start paying back somebody who's actually treating me like dirt. No, you can sit and wait for it. It's not going to break your company. So no, this is where I'm actually going to make a stand on this. If it gets legal, it gets legal. But I mean, it's not going to look very well for a company like AMEX to be messing about and barefaced lies. I mean, literally, from about 3 or 4 of your staff. And I'm sitting there, I said, is that right? Are you sure that's right? Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, it's bullying, actually. And how that will look to somebody who's actually surviving on disability benefits, who's actually given very personal information, exposed that information, and people are actually stamping on it and dancing around it and setting and actually weaponizing it to somebody who's been very, very ill. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I have a website. I have a YouTube channel. It'll be all over that if this doesn't get sorted out, because other people need to know just how rotten Amex has become. and actually what to look out for. And you know, when I do get my diary back, I have got all the names. And may I just say, I'll be putting an email through to actually to say thank you to you, and actually how much I've appreciated shouting at you. You see what I mean? But I hope I can rely on you to do what you've said you will do today. Do we need to go through what I need, or because if the person rings me tomorrow and they haven't got what I've asked for today, I mean, I just, you know, in cartoons when the hand comes down the phone and grabs people by the throat, that will be me, because well, why you would be expecting me to keep all my payments up to date and all my contact details up to date and this, that, the other up to date? Why would I be doing that when you actually can't give me what I'm asking for since February? Do you see what I mean?
Yes, I completely understand.
So, I mean, the French would call it a bit of action direct. Yeah. I mean, I really want to start making payments and actually getting the money down, because, say, I want to close the account because I want no further business with you. But that will only start when you clear the backlog. I'll get all the information. So I suggest somebody goes through not just this phone call, but all the. I suggest they don't call me tomorrow. I suggest they call me maybe Thursday, because they need to go through all the phone calls of this year, because I will be doing the same, and I will be going to find out all the people that I've spoken to, all the things they lied to me about, because that will be part of the annual review. And there will be no skirting over it. It'll be, well, that person said that, and they tried to tell me that lie. And you think that's worth £25? No. Actually, it's illegal. I mean, what they were doing was illegal. And it was bullying.
I really apologise.
Well, no, thank you very much, but you don't need to. It wasn't you that was doing it. But, anyway, I won't go any further, because please go and have a stiff drink or something. But thank you very much, because you've borne the brunt of this, and obviously it is not directed at you. But I thought, you know, when I had that phone call at lunchtime today, I thought, oh, actually, do you know what? Today's the day. I'm ready to do it. And I thought, actually, if somebody knew that what in August that I was having, you know, a bit of sort of financial owies, a couple of financial owies, the day to start demanding the money back is the 18th of December, the week before Christmas, to start. I mean, that is really shitty. If you know that someone's in trouble, you wait until the week before Christmas to start turning the screws on. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it was absolute, and I thought, oh, here we go. I've been expecting, yeah, just before Christmas, and I thought, I mean, it all just stinks, and I don't look for personal sort of slights or what have you, but actually the stuff that was going on, and nobody wanted to take account of the person who lied in the previous phone call, and it was, oh, well, that happens and this happens. Oh, it's just like that. No, it's not. I mean, I did my financial exams in '97. Things haven't changed that much. So what I would suggest is somebody goes through all the phone calls. I mean, there must probably be about 10 maximum, but they can go through all the phone calls. And if they're missing any information, then I will be doing a complaint to the Ombudsman, because there's no point in me dealing with AMEX any further, and I will be taking it legal. Because it's abusive. It's abusive, and then what I will do is I will get the Ombudsman to sort it out, and then I will arrange a payment plan with the Ombudsman, and I'll get my legal representative to do that, because I actually can't. I only have so much energy per day with chronic fatigue syndrome. So I lost 2 days last week. I don't have the energy for this. Because it's not just you. I've got a family to deal with. I've had police lie about something that I did. They said I set booby trap in my apartment. Well, where was the bomb squad? So there's police lies. I've had to change GP because somebody was lying to my GP behind my back, and they shouldn't have been listening to them anyway. So I've got a maelstrom to sort out. And AMEX is really not the most important thing by a long shot. So I will be. I mean, I would like to engage and actually see it through to the end. and actually deal with you directly. But if you mess me about anymore, it would be going legal, and it would be going to the ombudsman, and I would be going very public with it, because to actually abuse a disabled person is horrendous. And actually be ignorant, to be ignorant of somebody's condition as well, and then actually not give a damn, and then put them onto somebody else who doesn't give a damn in one phone call. Two people made me feel like shit in one phone call, and I thought, oh, there you go. And they still didn't actually. They said, well, you've got to give us someone else. Well, no, you still need to give me the information that I asked for in February. And they were trying to play hardball. I think I told them to fuck up. Well, I think I did. I think I hung up on one of them because this is going nowhere. And actually, you're being unreasonable, and you've got no grounds for it. And the other guy was demanding documents. I said, where did that come from? You don't demand anything from me. Anyway, so up and up. You've heard enough of my voice. But listen, thank you ever so much. And I look. If somebody can call me on Thursday, that would be. Today's Tuesday, isn't it? Actually, it's probably better to have a phone call on Friday, because let's give them Wednesday and Thursday and a bit of Friday. Friday lunchtime suits me.
Sure, so I'll try my level best, and I really appreciate that you share this information, and I am personally feeling sorry for how you were treated, sir. The things that you have explained, if I was in your place, so I can imagine getting into your shoes, sir. And I will definitely, I wish I was the person who could deal with this. I mean, we could have definitely come into a resolution today itself, but then right now, as I was just checking, the teams are not available. There is some problem there. I mean, they are off at this time, 6 p.m. So I'll try my best to set up a call back, but if not, so please do give us a call back before 6 p.m.
No, I'm not going to. No, I called you enough times this year, and I've been messed about enough. And here I am calling you again today. We've spent almost, I mean, by the time this finished, we've spent 3/4 of an hour on the phone. We actually haven't got any further forward. I've just had to repeat myself yet again. So that's another way. So if they want to give me £25, it didn't even cover 1 hour. It doesn't even cover this phone call. You see what I mean? And I mean, I did ask for all that information. Then I made a complaint. Then I actually did a subject access request, which legally should have been sent within 30 days. So actually, that's another thing that AMEX has failed to do legally. Have I jumped up and down and sort of screamed and thrown the law at you? No, I haven't, because I've had bigger things to do. But actually, if AMEX starts getting stupid with me, then you'll get it double back. Actually, what I must do before we go, AMEX hasn't taken any action, or I need to know if you've been contacting the credit reference agencies and stuff like that. Before we finish this phone call, I need to know that, please. So has AMEX been sending information to the credit reference agencies that's been negative? What was the other thing? You haven't.
The American Express did not take any action on the complaints.
On the what?
And yeah, you were talking about that the American Express did not take any action, and you would like to know if the American Express is reporting the credit of yours to the Experian or the credit bureau agencies.
I would like to know if American Express has been making negative remarks about my account to the credit reference agencies of this country. Yeah. So I would like to know what my status is. I mean, you must have some sort of a scoring system. So I'd like to know what the score is, and I'd like to know how you've been communicating that to external agencies. And if you... because I think I got a letter. I wasn't in a particularly good mood that day, and I think I threw it away. But it said something like my thing had gone into default, or it had gone into delinquency, or something like that. And I thought, well, it's at home then, isn't it, with all the other delinquents in the company? So can you tell me what that means? And actually, what is the status of my account? Has it gone into some sort of special measures thing? And have you been speaking sort of negatively of my account to external agencies, please?
Sure, so I'll give the details that I have the access to. And for the credit reporting, I would suggest you to contact the Experian, the credit bureau.
No, I won't be doing anything like that. I want to hear it from you. I want to know what you're saying. I want to know what AMEX is saying about because you're the people that's saying it. I don't want to go around the houses, no. Because somebody took out a credit card in my name, I've had to have a CFAS thing. And actually, I must say, Does that show up on my account with you?
I'll have to check that, sir.
It's,
And,
I'm sorry, you shouldn't have to check it. It should be flashing there in front of your eyes. It's a CFAS. It's a CFAS profile. Because, I mean, I don't think the security was any tighter. It should be like really tight security. Because it's, you know, there should be a CFAS marker. And there isn't one, is there? Nope.
As per what I can see, sir, I see that this is the second time where the account has missed the due date, and I cannot see the credit score of yours. So, like, personally, I don't have the access to that. I can see, like, how many times the account has missed the due date, sir.
All right. So has that been communicated to external agencies?
We'll have to check on that, sir.
Well, come on. It must say that. It can't just say you missed it twice and then there's no follow-up on that. And I know how these systems work. It wouldn't even, you know, you don't get just little data points like that. You get this happened, and so that's happened afterwards. So what's been communicated? I mean, I used to work in finance, and I know the kind of screen you're looking at.
Correct, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, I completely...
So will you give me my information, please?
I mean, the things I've told, sir, I can only see those things. Like, there are different teams who are trained differently. So the questions that you want to know, sir, I mean, I do not have the answers to that.
Okay, so let me ask you this way then. Have you read out to me everything that's on that screen that refers to my account? Or is there anything that you've missed out? Because if there's anything you missed out, please tell me now. Because if I find out at a later date that there's something that I've sort of asked for and you've missed it out, then I won't be very happy. Because I'm trying to get full information, as you can imagine. So is there anything that you've missed out? Because obviously, if it comes to light, I've been making notes on all this. So if there's anything that comes to light later on, I will not be happy, as you can imagine, if something comes to light that we haven't spoken about tonight. Because obviously tonight's been about the fact-finding mission for me. Because, I mean, here we are, what are we? Here we are, it's 50 minutes, it's going to be an hour before we finish this phone call. And, you know, £25 just ain't going to do that. But I shouldn't even have to be wasting this time. I mean, this should have all been tucked away in March. And here we are 9 months later. So please be honest with me. If there's anything on that screen that you think I ought to know about that doesn't look... Actually, no. If there's anything you haven't told me on that screen, it's my account, it's my... I did a subject access request. When was that? Can you tell me what the date was for that? Because we haven't got that far yet. Was that in August?
Which one, sir? Which was...
I did a subject access request, which is like all my information, everything you hold about me. It's a legal thing. Subject access request. I submitted that. Was it August or was it September? Because I still haven't had that.
I'm really sorry, sir. I mean, I have the conversation that you had with the credit team, sir. So I can read out all of the things to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as we were talking on September 28th, so this is what I have from my team that is in the notes, sir. And the conversation maybe you had with the other teams, I do not have that on file. So you wanted to request a rundown for the interest charges. You wanted to stop the interest charges unless or until the complaint is resolved. And you were planning to cancel the card on 28th of September. And let me just check, you were also concerned about the credit line decrease. And okay, on 21st of September, we had explained you the bank transfer, how it works, and for the balance transfer. And you were asking about the previous complaint for the investigation. Mm-hmm. And before that, we had a word on 28th of September where you were unable to do the bank balance transfer as your card was coming up as registered to Australia instead of UK. And
that's right. And nobody's ever got back to me about that because this is why I can't do a balance transfer and get the money to you and close the account because to everybody else it looks like it's in Australia. Mm-hmm. And no one's got back to me about that. They said, oh, no, it's not. I said, well, can you find out? Because everybody else thinks that it is, which is why I can't close my account with you. Excuse me. So, I mean, so that was what, the 28th of September? That's almost 3 months ago.
You said 20th of September it is.
Well, there you go. It's 3 months ago.
Correct.
So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you treated everybody like this, you would have no customers. So I have to go, it's just crap for me. I mean, take it on the chin, you know, okay, well, but I can't see how I keep falling between the cracks every time I call up. Then I've got to call up and speak to somebody else, spend an hour explaining the situation. Because actually, I won't be explaining the situation to anybody else at AMEX, because I mean, they need to listen to this recording and the recording of all the other phone calls, because I will not be repeating any more of my requests. And if the information doesn't come, then that's just going to be it, because I'm sick of being ignored. I don't deserve it, and I'm not going to have it any longer, because I've shut up about it for almost a year. And I thought, okay, well, my credit's been slashed and this has happened and it's actually screwed up and messed up and had a knock-on effect and all the other banks. I mean, Nationwide, I've been with Nationwide for what, about 15 years. I had about £3,000 worth of credit with them. They slashed it to 500 because of what you did. And this is somebody who's actually trying to sort their shit out, and they're on disability benefits. And it was a nasty place. Whoever made that decision must know what the knock-on effect would have been, and they could have actually negotiated that with me and said, look, we're not going to just halve it. We want to bring it down to that level, but let's do it in steps, so it's not going to cause a big panic in the market, you know, on other people's screens. That was the way to do it, not just to slash it by over half. It's not like I was anywhere near my limit anyway. So this is what I need to know. I'd like to know the person's name who did that, and I've got every entitlement to ask. I'm perfectly entitled to ask that, and I would like to speak to that person, and I want to know what factors led him to actually halve my credit line. I want to hear it from him. I'm perfectly entitled to ask these questions, because it's really screwed up my life this year. But what it's done is done me a favour, because as soon as I can, I'll be closing the account. I'll go to somebody who actually can run a business properly. So yeah, I hope whoever calls me on Friday, and actually, it's not a maybe, they better call me without fail. Let's say 1 o'clock on Friday, because I'm not going to be fitted in by anybody anymore. And can you call here, or can you do that? No, they better call me as a priority, because I'm sick of being dicked around by AMEX. Because it will not look good on websites and on newspapers, and I've got friends in other media. I actually have got all this written out, and you know very well by the way I'm speaking about it, I've got notes upon notes upon notes upon notes, and I've got all the names and all the lies and the £25. Well, actually, that money should not have gone anywhere near my account, because it's not my money. And you should not put money into people's account without their permission. So that's about the fourth illegal thing that AMEX has done. And when I hear something, I know this is not your problem, but when I actually hear somebody has partially upheld my complaint, well, what the hell does that mean? I don't know, I mean, that's news to me. So which bit of my complaint did you like? Which bit of my complaint didn't you like? And actually, when are you going to tell me? Because that was done in, the complaint must have been made in, I mean, for that to actually come through in October, the complaint must have been made in August. Yeah? So September, October, November, December. I'm waiting 4 months not to be told what the complaint is, and to actually find a strange 25 quid in my account. No, thank you. I don't with money laundering laws and regulations the way they are. That is highly suspect, highly illegal. Because it's not even like it was charges returned. No. It was actually £25. No, really no. Hardly covers a cup of coffee now. So anyway, I'll let you go, because I mean you've been very, very kind, and we're coming up to the hour, aren't we? But I won't be spending an hour with anybody else. That they need to get the information, and they need to go over and above with me. And they need to have a nice smile on their face, and they need to sound, and they need to know everything about me and my account. And then they need to know how much I'm got coming in, so we can have a proper discussion. And so they need to do a bit of homework on to actually what people on benefits actually have as their income, and actually so they can actually start making before the phone call, in their preparation, they need to come up with sort of what they think is a fair repayment program based on the income that I have. Don't ask me and then go, oh God, is that all? Because that makes people feel dreadful on the phone.
Correct, sir.
You know,
I really apologize.
because anyone who's working could afford that. Well, I'm not working. I haven't been able to work since 2005. So, I mean, I do very well, but not when people are trying to compare me to somebody who's sort of earning a sort of six-figure salary. If anybody, if the person who calls me, actually, I better speak to a reasonably senior manager on Friday, and nobody else. Because I don't want to be sort of wafting around and leading on from that. I need somebody who's got the authority to make some decisions on Friday and to actually to lay out some groundwork. So they will have to have done their homework on me beforehand. And anybody else, I mean, that'll be the last time I'm in then it'll go legal and it'll go loud. And I mean, AMEX are not going to come out of this looking very good, I'm afraid. But listen, may I say thank you very much to you. But please do encourage whoever's going to pick this sort of hot potato up to do the work on it, because I don't sort of like I don't want to sort of walk away from this sort of relationship with a bit with nastiness and bad feeling. But I will do, because I'm not taking any more crap from AMEX. So listen. Sorry. Before you go, we need to know backwards, don't we? We got to the 28th of September. So what was the phone call before that then, please?
28th of September, 20.
Yeah. And that was, what did I do in that phone call?
There was when you were unable to do a balance transfer, and this card was registered as Australia. That was on 28th of September.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, you had already had a word again at the same thing in the complaint where you were waiting for the call back, and you did not get any contact from American Express regarding the same. And you were looking for a transaction which was unable. I mean, it says that you were looking for a transaction which is unable to find, and then you had ordered for the online statements, and you were again waiting for the callback on the September 14.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. So basically, I called on the 14th and I hadn't heard back from anybody, so I called a week later.
Correct.
Yeah. Can you see how this just it gets worse and worse, doesn't it? Really. So that's September. So what did I? Can you tell me? Oh gosh. No response. I'm just going to put a little line there. Can you tell me what happened on the 14th then, please?
14th, you just called in to check regarding the complaint, and where you were waiting for another call, and you were planning to make a bank transfer later on. I mean, after this, you were planning to make a bank transfer on the 14th of September, and you said that you would like to leave a note on the account that we did not speak to you, sir.
Oh, right, so you left a note on the account that you... What do you mean you didn't speak to me?
I mean that we did not contact you.
About what?
About the complaint, and and it said that you were waiting for some other call and you were not able to talk further. And you said you were planning to make a balance transfer, and you said later on you'd call us back, and you would like to make a note on the account regarding that, sir, that you were not able to speak to us.
Okay, so basically, I did everything I could on that day. So basically, September the 14th was... there was a repeat of that on September the 20th, and then the 28th, and then wow. So, but I did actually just get in touch with you to say, touching base, I haven't disappeared. I mean, that's what that was about, just to sort of... Okay. So what about
And
what about the one before that then, please?
sure, and these conversations that I'm reading, it is with the credit team. You might have other conversation with the customer support team, the complaints, so there must be a lot of things in detail as well. I mean, I'm just giving the details that I can see here as per my access. And before that, you had a word with us on September 8th, where you had a word at night and you had advised to remove the financial support, and the complaint has been raised. You have the reference number, and you wanted a subject access request. And
okay, so that was removal from the support team,
yeah.
Removal from support, and then that's when I did the subject access request. Okay, cool. So September the 8th. So here we are, three and a bit months later. It's supposed to be back within 30 days. So can we go back one last phone call then, please? Because obviously, I'd like to go back to the phone call where I was put into that support group.
I just have the information till September 8th. I see. Well, before that, on September 7th, you were with the financial support team. So I'll have to check with the financial support team what notes are there on the file, sir.
Oh, okay. Is that the earliest you go? I mean, because obviously I think I was in there probably about a week, so you can't get to September the 1st or anything.
Correct. So I have till the September 8th, the conversation with our team, but then the conversation with the financial support team, it is before September 7th, just one day before you had a word where you wanted the account to be removed from the financial support team, sir.
Okay, so does it give you dates when I was put into the financial support team?
I'll have to check with the team, sir, for that.
Let whoever's going to pick this up do that. You really have done enough, thank you. No, I just wondered if it might have mentioned in there, or if it's just going to be like diary style of like actually in or out, if you see what I mean. It's not going to be a complete in and out. So the furthest we can get back is September the 7th. We've reached our destination, have we?
Correct. I mean, this is with my team, sir, where I'm working right now. But then you can definitely check. If you want to check, I can talk to the other teams and give you the conversation that you had previously before September 8th, sir.
No, I think you've had enough, and I've had enough too. I mean, that's an hour now. Again, so I think it's just good to have got everything sort of like thrown up into the air for whoever's going to catch this. They can look at the complaint and they can look at the financial support, and then they can report back to me on Friday. Let's not waste your time. Let's not waste my time. But there's quite a lot for them to do. And if they're not going to call me back on Friday, they need to let me know that they're not going to call me back on Friday. I don't want to be left hanging, because if I'm sort of like making a gap in my day, because I'm guessing that phone call will also be for about an hour. If I'm sort of carving out an hour of my time, they better meet that 1 o'clock phone call, round or about, or they better be in touch with me beforehand, so I'm not left wafting in the wind, because it's a big weekend, and I've got plenty of other stuff to do like anybody else in this country, and sort of the weekend before Christmas. So I'm just trying to say that's how I would like to be treated by AMEX, because they seem to have lost sight of how to treat me. As you can see, I mean, there I'm calling up. Obviously, something happened in August where I went into the support group, so I was talking to people then. September the 7th, September the 8th, the 14th, the 20th, the 28th. I'm calling you sometimes twice a week. And then it got so crap. I thought, screw this. I'm not playing. And that's why I said, don't charge me any more interest, and until you can get me all the information, don't bother. So thank you so much, because this has been really, really worthwhile. I think for for AMEX and for me. So we both know where we stand. I've been able to vent, and thank you so much. You must have had. You must be a very, very kind, gentle, patient person, and you've had very good training too.
We are here to serve, and I really apologize. I completely get your information, and you have given me each and every detail. Plus, I went through the notes as well.
But I mean, you can see. I mean, it's just. I mean, there I was saying. Well, let's say, for example, on the 14th, I'm complaining that no one's got back to me from the 8th. Then I call again on the 20th, say, well, no one's got back to me from the 14th, and again on the 28th, no one's gone back to me. You know, it's why does it keep slipping? Why does my account keep getting ignored, or do my requests keep getting ignored? It's like, you know, anything that I've said this year has not been heard. Do you see what I mean? And that's why £25, no, absolutely not. Chuck a zero after it. I'll think about it, but not 25. But no, that is it's insult. Because if you imagine that we've spent an hour doing this, let's say I probably spent about an hour on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, I mean, this is probably about 10 hours, 12 hours of my time here, and I still haven't got what I want, what I asked for in February. And that's what's so disappointing. And there was no. Anyway, so maybe you'll be the person who saves Amex from. you'll be the Amex saver. But listen, let's leave it there because it's sort of nicely sort of around the. Oh, it's over the hour now. I hope you're getting more than 25 quid for an hour on the phone. But yes, I really do mean it about Friday. If somebody, I would like a manager, a reasonably senior manager, because I want to get this sort of firmed up again, and then plan so that we both know and we both accept and we both clear, and let's get back on track, and I can start making payments again. Because I don't like this situation. I did just it's been oh God, I've got to deal with Amex. Now I'll do it next week. Can't be bothered. But actually, they haven't called me like they said they would. So actually. So will you please actually suspend my card? I mean, I think it is suspended anyway, isn't it?
Correct, sir. It is already.
So can I just ask, is there a difference between me asking for that to be suspended and you suspending it?
So what happened is, I mean, it is under temporary suspension right now. So it is put by the system. So automatically, if any of the account misses the due date, so automatically it is put on the temporary suspension unless or until the due is satisfied, sir.
Right. Okay. Well, will you please put on the account that I do not want any negative information or negative comments about this account going off to credit reference agencies until I've spoken to a senior manager. Because it's it's Amex's incompetence that has caused this situation. I'm not going to put up with the black marks on my credit reference file, because Amex can't get its ish together through February, and then tell me lies, and then try and get me into the poorhouse type club, you know, which actually, well, anyway, no. So actually, if there have been any negative remarks so far, Amex is going to have to go back to the credit reference agency that we got that wrong, and they're going to have to take them off my name.
Definitely, sir.
Because you see, I've had another bank, Lloyd's. I did a switch from Lloyd's to somebody else, and Lloyd's didn't actually send one of the direct debits through, so a payment was missed on my Nationwide credit card. So it's not just Amex, but they've screwed up, and they've got me a black mark and, you know, a late payment fee. So I'm not paying that. Lloyd's can pay it. You better give that back to me now, because actually the money was taken in September very nicely, but it didn't happen in October with the switch. So I said, you better clear my name up with that, because I mean, all this stuff goes on behind your back, you know, with the credit reference agents, and you don't know that you're losing points and you can't do this, and you know, it's a bit of a murky world. It's a bit gossipy, and then you've got to go. Well, we can't tell you that. You've got to go to these other people. Well, you made the decision based on it. You need to give. So actually, yeah, somebody needs to tell me the information about why the credit was slashed. Anyway, let's park it there, and I'm going to say thank you very much. I mean, really, honestly, truly, from the bottom of my heart, this has been really worthwhile. So, may I wish you a happy holiday season, and I really do appreciate the understanding and the patience and the.
Thanks so much, sir. And I completely understand where you call us to look for the resolution, but then there's no solution or any outcome from our end. And if there is any negative impact, I mean, if there is any mistake done by the American Express, definitely will work with you regarding the credit effect or impact. And do you authorize me to put this conversation down on the notes? I mean, do you?
Oh yes, please, because whoever's going to pick this up, I'd like to hear them how angry I've been.
I'll definitely do that right now.
Thank you. Yeah, oh gosh, yes. Let's just leave it there. But no, to thank you, because you've been exemplary, and I mean, I used to sort of help do things like training programs and things, for difficult customers, and I mean, I know that you can train, we can train monkeys to go into space or dogs to go into space, but there's something that shines not from everybody. I mean, those are the people who sort of like, they spend, it's an hour lunch and they sleep in about an hour and 15 minutes. They're always on that side of things, and then but you've got something that actually can't be trained, it can't be taught, and that's the kind of person that anybody with a training thing would be looking for. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I don't really get that.
Because what I love, because you actually haven't, I don't feel like you've read a script to me at all today. You've actually done it spontaneously, and actually that is such a nice way round. I mean, that's the way I always helped train people for, and it makes a world of a difference. Rather, I mean, I didn't even like, when you go to Apple, you get that Apple speak. You think, oh God, what does that mean? It's from California. God, what does it mean? I know the words, but Apple start using the words to mean slightly different things, and you sort of get all California, don't you? Like, oh, God, what does that mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. But I really, really do appreciate this, and I will be doing a separate email to say thank you, and actually recommend, to actually ask your manager to put it down on your record when you have your review, that actually this was a difficult situation, and actually you couldn't have done any better, and I really do thank you for it.
Thank you so much, and I really apologize. I mean, as the teams are not available, I was not able to convey the conversation and bring the resolution on time, so I really apologize for that. But then we'll definitely work with you, and we'll get it resolved, sir. And you can tell me, sir, if anything else is bothering, sir, or if you have any thing in mind that you would like to share right now.
I'm concerned about the CFAS, that actually there's no sort of huge, because all the other people that I've dealt with since I had to have the CFAS account, it's been, I can tell, because they go very serious about security, but there was no extra security on this. So yeah, that's a bit of a, I have to say that is a bit of a worry. And that's nothing to do with you. I mean, you can't immediately see on my account that I've got that security should be doubled or anything because of CFAS. It hasn't flashed up, has it?
No, sir. I see the security is just done with the customer password and.
Yeah. So why? I mean, can you add that to the list, please? Because I would like to know why that hasn't actually been communicated from CFAS to AMEX to actually come through to anybody that accesses my account. It should, that's not good, is it? Because I'm paid about 30 quid for that thing, and so that's supposed to be like beaconed out to everybody that I've got dealings with. I mean, actually, any financial institution I've got a mark against my name for like double security because people have been messing around behind my back, and actually it hasn't happened with the one company I'm having the biggest problems with. It doesn't surprise me. At least it's in keeping with the rest of the year, though, isn't it? There's no surprises. It's regular. It's regular. But okay, yeah. If you could add that, so the manager who's either going to call me or let me know that they're not going to call me on Friday, they need to look into that, because that is shocking. Actually, it's shocking. Okay.
Sure, sir, definitely. I'll try my level best and we'll get it resolved for you, sir.
Perfect.
And perfect. Right now, I will be putting this conversation down in the notes. And at any time, sir, if you feel you want to have a conversation, feel free to give us a call back. But then I completely understand that you don't want to wait for you calling. You don't want to call us in, but then you want us to call you. So I'll definitely try for that, sir.
Well, I mean,
With the same.
Sorry, go on. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No worries. I was just saying with the same as you expected that the person should go from all of the notes from the beginning of the complaint to each conversation, and then you want us to call you and then talk to you.
Yes, because what I don't, because having you can see the length of some of those conversations that I had sort of September time. I shouldn't be having to repeat all that information again now for an hour and a half, you know.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Somebody should actually, because actually then if I called up again, let's say on Thursday, I would have to go, oh yes, and they would have to be reading the notes as they're talking to me, wasting my time again when I've just spent an hour and a half another time. I haven't got enough time to waste anymore like that. You can see by the patterns of my behaviour, I was very patient and I kept saying the same thing to different people again and again and again. It got me nowhere, so that's when I stopped making the phone calls. And so that's why this is the big investment to try and bring things back around between AMEX and myself. So we can actually sort of get this sorted out and finish it with a flourish and a bit of a decent smell in the air. But you can see how much I kept in touch with AMEX because I didn't want anything bad going wrong or any sort of like anything negative going on. And you can see by my the timing of my behaviour in the phone calls. So I'm not the problem here, and I'm not going to have the black marks put against my profile, credit references or anything like that. That I'm the problem, because I'm not. I've had shoddy treatment, and I'm kicking off about it. So, but you have been most. Are you in Brighton? You're in the Brighton branch.
No, sir. I'm in India right now, sir.
Oh really? Oh, whereabouts?
Sorry.
Whereabouts? You in the south?
I'm in Gurgaon, sir.
Oh, where's that? Let me pull a map up. Is that right? I like to see where people are from. Because I went to Delhi. Virgin Atlantic were just beginning. It got this about 15 years ago. Virgin Atlantic were just setting up a daily Delhi service. The daily Delhi service. That's what they called it. And they needed to do a couple of test flights to make sure their staff were all right. So because I had a friend who was like cabin crew manager, I literally flew to Delhi, slept there overnight, and then flew back again because I was like one of the dummy test passengers. So, actually, it was in May. Because it gets very hot in May, and they send all the children and the wives up to the mountains, don't they, to cool off up in Delhi in May. Beautiful. Sorry.
Yes, sir. So right now I'm in Delhi, sir, and the office is at the Gurgaon.
Oh, right. So you are in Delhi. Oh,
Yes, sir.
I mean, you probably are used to that sort of level of craziness. You can probably like block it out. There's anybody but actually, it is so exciting, and it jangles everything. It really wakes you up as a visitor. You think, God, how? And you've got cows going this way and people going that way and motorbikes going there. It's fascinating. I loved it, and I would love to come back to India. It's just obviously I need to get some money together, as you can see.
Sure, so you can come at any time, sir.
Oh no, I would love to, but anyway, I should let you go and help somebody else beautifully. But I really would like to say I really do appreciate your help, and it's been lovely. You're a very kind man. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And I too appreciate your patience and that you called us in today, sir, and you explained each and everything once again. So I really appreciate that, sir. And I'll make sure that you don't have to explain on the next call. So I'll definitely do that. So perfect, sir. Anything else that I can assist you with?
No, you've been perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Couldn't wish for any more. No, it's been